it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it's Sunday, so it's Sketch Sunday. Of course, the Sketch Sunday crew and I are following along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, because of course, why wouldn't we? And so today I am using a collection called Cabin Fever by Photoplay. So I'm just flipping through that a little bit so you can kind of see what I am playing with. Today's sketch is from Janessa Franco, and it's super fun. So funny enough, I was actually with Amber, who is part of our crew, and we were scrapbooking at her house, and she was working on this sketch. I hadn't got there yet. And she was having a little trouble. Well, I looked at it and I said, oh, well, I'm just going to do one band and I'm going to turn it on its side. That's what I told her I was going to do. Well, guess what? I actually followed the sketch almost like verbatim. I didn't do anything like I told her I was going to do. And I think it's kind of funny. It's funny how you're like, oh, I have a plan. And then if you don't do it right then and there, you sit down and you're like, oh, just kidding. I'm going to follow it just how it is. So I actually have 3 photos, and they are of our dog. And this, I believe, is probably when my son and his girlfriend went on a hike and they took the dog. I'm pretty sure that's how this panned out. So because I only have 3 photos, I am going to cut 2 of them down to 3x3, and then the other one I'm going to cut down to a 3x6 and cut it in half. So I'm still going to have the 4 photos, but one is a full photo just cut in half, because there's a very small gap between the two. It's not a huge gap, so you can still read it as a full picture but still see it as 2 separate, and I definitely like how this looks. So I am going to gut this brown background paper because you can see in the sketch there is a border, and that works for me because I love me a border. And then I'm going to take this fun camera paper and I am going to trim it down. And since I've got back from Amber's, I haven't actually unpacked everything that I took down there. And I don't know where my edge distresser went. So I'm hoping it's just in the bottom of the bag. And instead of putting that stuff away and actually looking for it, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to use my scissors. Now, I notice when I use my scissors to distress, it has a tendency to cut into the paper and create what do you call them? More big tears. And so that being said, it's an extra distress look. That's what I'm going with. And I like it. So here I am trying to figure out which pattern paper I am going to use for those strips that are coming down. I like both the green and the greeny blue because of the colors in the photo, but I'm going to decide on this plaid because I just like the green, the little bit more of a green look to it. So I'm going to cut these strips in 3.5 by 12. That way you still get a little bit of the pattern paper around the photos, so it's almost like it mats it without matting it. I hope that makes sense, because I don't mat my photos. And that's a little different for me because I do tend to mat my photos, but I didn't want these strips to be any bigger. I felt if they were any bigger, they would definitely overpower the layout. So here I am. I am going to distress the edges with my scissors again, and you can see how it kind of tears into it. But like I said, it doesn't bother me. And as long as I'm only doing like straight lines, I'm not going to cut myself. So the scissors work just fine. So I am going to adhere those down, and then I am going to choose to take my photos and actually pop them up on some fun foam. So I was having trouble getting that piece on straight. I don't know why. And here I was trying to decide if I made them too big, if it was taking up too much of the layout. And of course, my adhesive runs out, and that's why I run with 2 runners at the same time. Plus, once the second runner is out, I can open a new package of refills and replace both of them. So I use the whole thing. So, yep, I'm using pink fun foam, and it doesn't matter because you can't see it. I mean, I guess if you were to like lift it up and peer down, you might see it, but who does that? Nobody that I know. I don't know anybody. That piece was cut a little, I don't think it was cut crooked. I think I just put it on crooked, so I just ripped it off and put the tiny piece on the side. This one I think, oh, I'm just gonna cut it. And then I was like, no, I don't want glue on my scissors, so I just tore it. So fun foam does tear. It tears pretty well. So I'm gonna line up my photos like you see it in the sketch. I am going to adhere them down, and then I am going to work on some embellishing. So I am going to use the stickers that came in the collection. So you get a 12 by 12 sticker sheet with the papers, no ephemera or anything like that. So here I wanted that hike more, worry less. And so I thought I was going to have to cut into a new piece of pattern paper, but I remembered that I had gutted the same pattern paper, and I gutted it perfectly so that I could use this cut apart, which was super exciting. So that is kind of going to act as my title. I end up putting a ton of words on this layout. So the sticker sheet has a ton of stuff, like so many fun outdoorsy things that you could do. And since this was a hike, I tried to get the majority of the hiking things on there. So I got a hiking boot, the walking sticks, some word phrases that say fun outside, take a hike, explore, let's go. Oh, there was a little frisbee that said let's play, and I highly doubt they took a frisbee, but I thought it was a really good dog embellishment. So I get those on there, and then I'm going to go off camera and I am going to dig through my stash, and I am going to pull random things. So I think that bird is pink paisley. I think most of this stuff is actually pink paisley. That explore and that sightseeing chipboard, I think are from an Echo Park collection, but like the floral, the bird, and this cute little fox, I believe are all from pink. I think it's a pink paisley Paige Evans collection. Like the one on the bottom could be Bungalow Lane, and I don't know where the other 2 are from, but I think they are all hers. So there is my layout. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you check out the Sunday Sketch Crew as well as the playlist for 30 Days of Sketches. And if you want to leave me a comment and chat, I love to chat with you. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.